And later on, China came with beautiful name, re-education camps. I was graduated from Utrecht University. I was a doctor. In that re-education camps, China called, sit my university friends as well, classmates, co-workers. Do they need re-education? Certainly not. One of the largest concentration camps in East Turkistan. And those concentration camps China called boarding school or education camps. Boarding school need wires on walls, no. Need cameras, CCTV cameras each corner, no. So they're expanding the concentration camps day by day, month by month, year by year. And this year, and it's coming up to 86 concentration camps. It's not like this Voorkamer facility room, maybe 1,000 times bigger. Maybe 5 of the concentration camps are big enough than whole Netherlands. Because East Turkistan is quite big land and rich resources. Our land is 6 times England and 4 times France. It's big. And we have rich oil, rich natural gas, uranium, gold, cotton, and coal, and etc. And China took everything from us, and we don't get any. Yeah, luckily, there are journals from ABC News or from UK or US, and they are doing best to explore what's going on in East Turkestan and what's China doing to Uyghurs. Luckily, we have people like them. Otherwise, the whole world just blind and knowing nothing, and we couldn't able to do anything at all. Luckily, we have human rights activists and journalists and freedom defenders. So those links are from those news agents and researchers and also journalists. So you can have a look if you're interested. If I wear this kanvay körnek, it will be enough for Chinese authorities to put me in concentration camps. So the same thing. It's sitting in Netherlands school. They speak Netherlands in school, at school. At home, they speak English with their parents. And if they are in East Turkestan, if they speaking native language, it's crime for them, and they will get punishment. And their parents detained to concentration camps. Maybe these 3 lowly young boys taken to Chinese-style orphanage in inner China. As I said just now, there's a picture having full beards. It's crime. Yeah. Wearing any clothes with religious iconography is crime. Going to mosque was crime for 2016. Yeah, wearing scarf is crime. Praying is no more. Owning tent, also crime for Chinese government. And eating breakfast before the sun comes up, it's also crime. And what should those people with diabetes disease do if they have hunger? Wearing shirt with Arabic symbols or Turkish flag also not allowed. Yeah, going to mosque is long ago was banned, and now maybe there's no single mosque left in East Turkestan. They demolished or changed to bars or something else. Yeah, traveling abroad is one of the biggest crime for Chinese government. And at first they listed 28 countries. If any Uyghur who was going abroad to those 28 countries, one of them, so directly, without any trial, they were imprisoned or detained to concentration camps. Speaking your native language in school, it's crime. Having beard or wearing hijab, it's a big crime. It's impossible. Because Chinese government sent 1 million Han Chinese to those Uyghur people's house, they can't say no. It will be crime. Yeah, according to reliable, credible sources, since 2017, Chinese government sent 1 to 3 million, even more Uyghurs in concentration camps, including well-known academics like Halmurat Gopur, Elham Toktay, and students, religious persons, business owners, athletes, singers, musicians like Ablajan Ayub, to Nazi-style concentration camps. And I would like to add one more thing. I have 2 little nephews, and one of them called Abdullah. His brothers called Abdul Salam. But 2017, I noticed that while they are, for that, I can look up the WeChat app, you know. WeChat app is just a copy of Facebook and WhatsApp. So I have noticed that they changed my 2 nephews' name, because Abdullah is Islamic name, Abdullah also Islamic name, and I noticed Abdullah now become Rifat, Abdullah become Rinat. Oh yeah, sorry. Now we are taking break. I need to say as well. Yeah, we can have a drink and later on they carry on again. And sorry about my emotion.
Yarey başka sancılaydaydı acı. Yarey başka sancılaydaydı acı. Yarımın büyük otel acil yarey. Tenge yağmış aydaydı acı. Yarey tenge yağmış aydaydı acı. Acıl acıl gülüm acıl, acıl yarey. Acılıp toprağda gül acıl. Yarey açılmışsa gül kayda saçıl. Örümceğe mağlup biz acıl. Yarey yorgunluğun kulu bilmem acıl. Yarey yorgunluğun kulu bilmem acıl. Oynasam tüzük oyna acıl yarey. Her işnin yolu bilmem acıl. Yarey her işnin yolu bilmem acıl. Acıl acıl gülüm acıl, acıl yarey. Acılıp toprağda gül acıl. Yarey açılmışsa gül kayda saçıl. Davancının kolu da acil yarey. Şedil bilmem kum akor acil. Davancının kolu da acil yarey. Şedil bilmem kum akor acil. Yaş balla bu caydayken acil yarey. Kırılan Qerilanı kim bakor acil Yare qerilanı kim bakor acil 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 gülüm acil Acil yare Acil dur bağda gül acil Yare açılmışsa gül kayda sacil Acil acil gülüm acil Acil yare Acil dur bağda gül acil Yare açılmışsa gül kayda sacil
Center. There's a blau, there's a road.
Het zijn gewoon weeshuizen, terwijl ze nog zelf ouders hebben eigenlijk.
Zij nog steeds leven, maar in concentratiekampen. En ze is rekening non-zelf die kinderen maken. Ja. Ja, vanaf 1949 door de Communist Party. Ja, toen heeft ze en vanaf 1955
Als ik als toerist kan ik ook niet daar naartoe blijven. Ik kan niet denken, ik ga gewoon dan ga ik
give a few examples there, and those are Uyghur academics, writers, intellectuals, and musicians, singers, journalists. So they are about the unknown, and they are crimes. First, they are Uyghurs. Second, they are Uyghur intellectuals. She was a famous folk singer, and she is also singers. And Abdülhakim Esen, and his son lives in Netherlands, Erik Abdülhakim, and he was a famous children book writer. And the Chinese government took him into concentration camps, and if he is still alive or murdered, nobody knows nothing. And Muhammad Saleh, and he was the first Uyghur who translate Quran in Uyghur language. And he was also one of the first people China detained to concentration camps. A month later, he was dead in concentration camps. So he was murdered by Chinese government because he translated Quran and he was Islamic religious figure in Uyghur community. Yeah, because of the time, I can't explain about all of the matters, so I'm cutting off, yeah? And a week ago, there was also in footage, Chinese government relocating the Uyghur detainees from Kashgar province to Korla. And they were blinded eye, handcuffed, and each person was one Chinese police. And 2 weeks ago, and there are also one huge research group who was researching about the organ harvesting crime about China, and they saying, and they have also proved, and those Uyghur detainees became organ bank for Chinese government to harvesting organs. And it's really, really sad. And people still alive, and their organs, lungs, hearts, or kidneys are taken away without permission. And they are still alive. So like Australia ABC and next one UK's App News and the UK's Daily Life, journals from those resources doing their best to research, get information from East Turkistan and what is the crime China doing towards Uyghurs, and they are trying their best to exploit the genocide, the ethnic genocide and the cultural genocide Chinese government, the CCP carrying out towards the Uyghurs. Yeah, look at those poor Uyghur children. This is Chinese-style orphanage, and not in East Turkestan, but inner China. Chinese government took their parents in concentration camps, and some of them are already dead because their organs are taken away, and put their children in concentration orphanage, and it's Chinese-style orphanage. And they have to learn Chinese. And this is pure Chinese style to wash their face. When I was young, I was used to laugh at this because it was so dirty for me. And using one bowl to wash your face, wash your hand, and at night wash your feet. But now, those poor kids have to learn this way to wash their face, brush their teeth, and before they go to bed, and wash their food to the same bowl. And their husband taken away to concentration camps, and he is Chinese. He is Chinese, again Chinese. And Chinese government sending those Chinese officials to Uyghurs' house, and they staying, not the guests, but owner of the house, and those poor ladies and their kids has to listen to him. If they say anything wrong or say no to him, and he will call the police. Maybe police came into the house, arrest them, or punish them, or torture them. And they forced to let Uyghur people eat pork, And in Muslims, we don't eat pork and drink alcohols. Yeah, many mosques are demolished. Some of them changed to the facility, became bar or some other things. Yeah, I would like to say personally thank you to the bitter winter news agents, and they are doing a lot for us. And not only for Uyghurs, and the CCP is not only against Islam, also against Christianity, Catholics, Buddhism. No religious is allowed in China. If you are Christian, you get punished. And they are not only demolishing the Islamist mosques, also demolishing Catholic church, Christian church, and Buddhist temples as well. Yeah, this was used to be like this for 2016. And now become like this. The Islamic symbols are taken down. Yeah, many of them are demolished. Some of them became supermarket or bar. Yeah, those are also rules. And none of Uyghurs can obey those rules. So nobody believes Islam, Christianity, or Buddhism. They have to believe in Communist Party and Xi Jinping. If they against those rules, and they will labeled as extremism, separatism, or terrorist. And I would like to add one more thing. And China say 3 evils: separatism, terrorism, extremism. We Uyghurs never ever involved with any kind of terrorism. If we did any single type of terrorist act, Chinese not able to invade East Turkistan till today. Yeah, it was also in the Dutch television about the knife attack in train station somewhere in inner China, and also the car attack in Beijing. I would like to explain something about it. The Chinese cities from decade to decade discriminated Uyghurs. If I was in Beijing, I wasn't allowed to stay at hotel. So it's also impossible for me rent a car in Beijing and just drive it freely to Tiananmen Square. It's impossible. It's sort of Chinese propaganda. And in China's inner city, there are plenty of CCTV cameras. If I walking with a knife, stepping you, no, there is no chance for me. Come next to you, step you. No, it's impossible, because all the cameras watching every single people at station, and also guards around walking around the station. So it was really funny propaganda from Chinese government, and 2 ladies stepped down 17 Chinese at train station without any police action or without any guard try to stop them. So it was just a Chinese style propaganda, just label us terrorism, extremism. So they made their dirty plan long while ago. So denouncing their religion, believe in CCP, and every day sing red song and sing songs about Xi Jinping and praying for this red flag. And after the concentration camps exploded the world, people like you notice about it, and the people became very awareness. But China doing too. There's Uyghur people playing another game and saying the re-education camps are working very well. In 3 years, there were no terrorist attack in East Turkestan. There was no extremist actions taking place in East Turkestan. It wasn't. Before 3 years, there was no single terrorist attack happened, and there was one, such as the car attack in Beijing, the 17 people, Chinese people stabbed with knife. It was just Chinese propaganda. And they not allow those Uyghur ladies, women wearing long skirt, and just stop them on the street, cutting off their skirts, long dresses. And the way how you dress up, it's up to you. But in East Turkestan, up to CCP. Yeah, Chinese government is intervene with your religion, your daily life, and your mother language, everything. This was a beer festival in East Turkestan. And Chinese government organized beer festival in East Turkestan. Let those Uyghur people drink beer. Who drink more beers, who won prizes. If one of them refused to attend the festival or refused to drink the beers, yeah, detained to concentration camps or prison.
Ramazan vakti mi bu?
Yeah, and also, yeah, I forgot to mention, and this beer festival was happened during the Muslims' holy month Ramadan. Even Chinese people self doesn't wear those ridiculous traditional Chinese clothes no more. Maybe in some festivals or some event or at the stage. And now it becomes those poor Uyghurs' daily way of dress. Look at those Uyghur kids. And this is the Chinese way. And this is actually their own tradition. And they learning Chinese style, Chinese tradition. And they are not willingly wearing those Chinese clothes. And they are not willingly wearing Chinese culture, forced by Chinese government. They had no choice. You know, nobody happy for about their parents' death. In these 2 years, I was so happy. My parents were passed away. Why I was happy? If they are alive, and my father, mother used to be pray 5 times a day. And if they are alive, my parents became the first victims of CCP and who's detained to in concentration camps as well. And in concentration camps, they were tortured by the Chinese police, and they have to denounce their religion, and they have to denounce their Uyghur identity. And this was the reason in these 2 years I'm happy my parents has passed away. Yeah. Look at this. And this is in the wedding day. Does she look happy? It doesn't like a wedding day for a bride. It looks like she is attending her own funeral. And he is Chinese. And Chinese government forced Uyghur girls marry with Chinese guys. None of them are happy. She is Chinese. She is happy. Yeah, I understand. But none of those Uyghur girls are happy on their wedding day. And all their emotion looks like they are attending their own funeral. Because maybe she had a Uyghur boyfriend, but her boyfriend took away by the Chinese government to concentration camps. Maybe he is not living anymore because Chinese government took his kidney or lung or heart. And earlier in 2017, we heard lots of news, and those Chinese guys came to East Turkistan just for bridesmaids, just to marry with the Uyghur girls. And there are also Uyghur girls who jump from 13th floor, kill themselves because they didn't want to marry to Han Chinese. I have mentioned earlier, and I'm not just saying it because those are proof of what's happening and what the Chinese doing, and those are researchers, journals who is doing research about what China doing against Uyghur Muslims, about the genocide. So those are, yeah, reliable resources. This is big Quran. She had the Holy Quran at her house, and some Islamic books and some Uyghur books in her house. So it's a big crime. Maybe she's already dead. So Chinese government collect all historical Uyghur books, religious books, anything containing to Uyghur history, culture, tradition, became ash. Yeah, I mentioned about the DNA collection, and Chinese government collecting DNA samples from 12 years old young people to 65 years old. And not only DNA and the other biological samples as well, and nowadays we are hearing more and more people just disappear at night or day, and lots of people detained in concentration camps, and the families knows nothing about them. And yeah, there is one story about one tour guide girl, and she was 32 years old, and she was with her group traveled to Dubai, and just came back the same day, and she was arrested at the airport. And she was just with her tourist group, you know, she worked for the tourist agency. And months later, and Chinese officials informed her family their daughter is dead. And just in months. And they didn't allow family members took her body and give her the Uyghur ways of Islamic ways of funeral. It was not allowed. And even her mother wasn't allowed to see her daughter for the last time. And this lady spoke to Radio Free Asia, and she suspected and her daughter's organs were taken away for organ harvesting business. And the DNA collection also for the organ harvesting purpose. Yeah, the New York Times as well, and the Telegraph, and they are doing their best, and publishing, writing, and exploding what's happening in East Turkestan and what's happening to Uyghurs, and what Chinese government doing to us. I'm really happy. We are not alone. We have people like you and people like them. Yeah. We Uyghurs are part of the international community. Yeah. Yesterday I heard from someone, yes, there I have a beautiful map about East Turkestan, and she saw the map and she said to me, "Oh, China is too big. You are so small. The problem are not going to solve." I was sorry for her. Even China is big, our people's attention, voice are bigger than China or not?
Yes.
Yes. If people like you and tell your friends, tell your family about the situation, about the Uyghur issue, and now here we are sitting with 30, 40 people, and we will bring 80 people, 100 people, 200,000 people or not?
Yes.
Yes.
So I believe China is big, but the wrongdoing is not going to win. The justice is going to win. And if we look at Hong Kong, China is very, very dangerous for us. And yeah, someone asked me about why China is doing this to Uyghurs. Yeah, China began with the One Belt, One Road project, and actually it's China just wanna give the Silk Road new way. It's actually Silk Road project, I can say that. One Belt, One Road project, actually Silk Road project. And it's begin from China, East Turkestan, Asia, East Europa, and Europa as well. So if the countries, some of the countries sign for this project, and it means they are going to participate for the Chinese One Belt, One Road project. I'm Dutch citizen now. I have Dutch nationality. I'm very happy with Dutch government. They didn't sign for this project. But there are some East European country like Poland, I think, yeah, they signed for it, and Bulgaria signed for it. Yeah, sadly, Italy signed for it, and Luxembourg signed for it. So it's very dangerous project.
Yes.
And the Chinese government invests in one way, but other way they take away everything from the land they are investing. And so we have to stand up as a people. We have to stand up for human rights, freedom, and democracy. And if you look at Hong Kong today, if we can't stop China, it will be future for Europe next day. So please, if you can, pay attention and support Uyghurs and stand for Uyghurs, and just if you can write letters to Voorkamer, ask Dutch government do more about for Uyghurs and support Uyghurs. And some of my friends who living in Australia, they are now made some big group investigating the foreign companies who is doing business in East Turkistan in forced labors. You know, I'm sure there are some Dutch company as well, and if I get the exact information about it, I'm going to doing demonstration in front of the headquarters of those Dutch companies as well. So if it's going to happen, I would love to ask you come and support me, stand with me. Because the forced labor, it's paid nothing. The workers and the Chinese government get benefits, and the companies who's doing business with China. Yes, money is important, but humanity more important than money. So please, via social medias, give you opinions. If you can, please write some letters to Dutch government and pay more attention and stop doing business with China. Yeah, from China, all the countries getting benefit because of the cheap labors, but the quality aren't good enough. So I'm asking all of you and support me and other Uyghur activities and stand up for Uyghurs and stand for Hong Kongers as well. And yeah, if we going further, yeah, more, and yeah, support Uyghur Human Rights Project and support the World Uyghur Congress. And please also support campaign for Uyghurs. And as I mentioned, and I love to and I would ask you again, please write letters to Voorkamer. And stop trading with China. Money is important, but freedom is important. Democracy, our democracy more important. And humanity are more important than money. And thank you so much for your time, and thank you listening to me.
Thank you so much. It was really impressive, and I think it touched everyone. And yeah, I myself learned a lot, and yeah, and your personal also input and stories made it even more like touching and powerful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And do you like? I don't know if I know it was it was quite long, very but interesting. But feel free to ask questions if you have any questions to Samia.
Yeah, if you have questions, you can ask me. Feel free, and you can ask my friend Ekber and Tayurcan. So Atken, and if you speak only Dutch, you can ask Atken and Tayurcan as well. If you want to ask something in English, I can speak in Dutch as well. Yeah, you had Ekber in English, so feel free to ask. Yes, actually, yeah, I would like to thank Salma and Voorkamer as well. Give this place, this opportunity to me, present what's happening to Uyghurs. Thank you so much. I'm very appreciative. Thank you.
anything can pop, Talal?
Yeah, I have a question.
Talal has a question, please.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that you speak like kind of Turkish, or you are from these origins. How come like that? It's because it's very far. They're very
Okay.
far from each other. So how come that you know this language?
It's long history. I don't know if you know anything about the Hun Empire. Hun
Hun.
Empire. Hun.
Hun. Hun. Hun. Yeah, Hun.
Oh no.
Atla Hun.
Oh.
So if you don't know anything about the Atla Hun Empire, then I can't explain to you everything because the time is really much short. So Atla Hun was our ancestry. And there were also Uyghur Empire in history, and then Karhala Empire, and then lots of kingdoms, in history. But you have to Google it or come to me. We are going. We make an appointment. Yeah. And you don't have. Uyghurs, Kazakhs, Kyrgyz, Turkmens, Azerbaijans, and Turks in Turkey are used to be one.
No. Okay.
Turkic
You know.
countries, yes.
And our land is Turkistan. In Turks, called Doğu Turkistan.
Yeah.
And it's the motherland for all other Turks, for Kyrgyz, Kazakhs, Uzbek. Some other questions?
It is on the radar of Amnesty International. I would presume they would have a campaign to do something about it.
Yes, that's also one of my hope. I'm almost working as a full-time, so I'm doing this type of event in my spare time, as I mentioned. In March, I organized the photo exhibition about the camp. Some of the photos hang on the walls as well. And at that time, I contacted with the Amnesty International because I heard they have space for this kind of events. And at first, the reaction was wonderful. And they say, oh yeah, we have a place like this, so we are going to discuss about it and then let you know. I was really happy. Oh, positive answer. But a week later, and they said, sorry, we are not able to provide you location. So I was sad. I don't know if it was because of the Chinese influence or what. I don't know. And after that, I haven't get any contact with Amnesty International.
Sania, mag ik even aanvullen? Van de week stond een grote advertentie in uw Volkskrant met dus een afbeelding van Kashgar met alle concentratiekampen erop.
Ja.
Van Amnesty International. Dus ik weet niet hoe het in de andere kranten is geweest. Maar ze hadden wel een campagne daarvan.
Ja, soms
Met grote tekst.
die Ilham Tohti ook van Amnesty International gepubliceerd. Vrijheid voor de Ilham Tohti.
Ja.
Het is ook niet van de maart, maar
Eerder, ja.
een paar weken terug. Dus misschien nu Amnesty International ook doet more of wat. Maar ook ik doe door mijn werk, ik doe alleen. Dus ik krijg gewoon vriendinnen.
Amnesty International is die wereldwijd, hè? Alle voor de wereld, alle landen. Dus alleen niet voor Uyghurs. Dus
Ja, voor all nationalities.
Ja, dus weet je, dus één dag, misschien 1 jaar, 1 keer per Uyghur kan kans. Maar andere dag is ander, moet veel dingen te moeten doen. Ja.
thank you so much. And yeah, you can, if you want something else to drink or talk
You
to
can have a
the
look at our
people or have a look.
photos,
So
and, yeah.
we have like
One more, you can
few
ask.
minutes. Okay, thank you so much. And if you want to learn more about the other side, like the culture, the food, and the music, you can check the event on Facebook. We mentioned just at the beginning, and everything is posted on the Facebook page.
As I mentioned when I began, the second event about the Uyghurs on 9 October.
Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. Same time, 7 to 8.
To 9.
First.
From 7 to 9.
First, begin this event with the Uyghur tea culture. So Atke will going to present the tea culture, and then comes one Uyghur musician who is going to play our traditional instrument, and he can also sing. And after that, the two of Uyghur dancers coming to dance.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. So
Maybe we can learn also, can we learn?
Sure, yeah, exactly, yeah. If you interested, very much welcome. If you have time, and please come and attend. Thank you so much.
Türkmen hanı söylerim, salam söylerim hepsine. Hepsi bir tek hepsi birbirlerine merket olsun. Bize Türkmen'e, Kaş'tan, Irak'tan. Bütün Türkmen'e selam ederim. Bizim de şehidimiz var. Her yere Türkmen katır vardı. Bütün Türkmen'e Allah yardımcı olsun. Gözden baş üzerine bu ayın 13'ünden Oktober'e Türkmen haflası var Utrecht'te. Gelmek isteyen gelsin. Başlayın gözler.
Amin. Sağ olasın.